Like a,
So I need to recreate the logo.
yeah. So first, either recreate it, add a white background on it, whatever. We just can't see the name over here, and also a logo on top over here is cut off. So if I were to click on this thing here, as you see over here, from the top over here, it's cut off over here. Your average deal size is going to make you $5,000. Everything needs to look professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next thing is you got to get meta verified. You need to get meta verified. Do you know if you're already on the wait list?
No, I haven't. I've not even tried to get a meta verification.
Do you know how to do that?
I have not done it. I've not done it before, but I think I can just follow the instruction. And I've not done it before, honestly.
No problem. Do you want me to walk you through it, or does it kind of make sense? Because usually you go
I
here,
mean, yeah,
you go to settings over here, you scroll down, and you're usually able to see. I think this account's meta verified, so it might not pop up. Let me see if I can switch over to a profile that's not verified. Go here really quick.
okay.
I don't know if it even works. This is verified. Let me see. Get more over here, settings, and meta verified pops up over here. So once you do this, it's going to request you to get on a wait list. The one way to skip that wait list is by getting nationally publicized. It will ask to skip the wait list, you got to get nationally publicized. It depends though. Sometimes you don't have the wait list, sometimes you do have the wait list. Motherfucker, stop it. National publication, that's really right there. PR distribution. This is how you skip the wait list. How to skip meta, get publicized. Do you know what I mean by get publicized? Does that make sense?
Like publish, like you need to publish like on like another website.
So you know, like entrepreneur.com. You ever heard of these online national magazines?
Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah, but I haven't heard about this one. I know I heard about the other ones.
There's a bunch of them. There's like entrepreneur.com, there's like Forbes, there's BCCLs, there's a
Yeah,
whole bunch of them. But to skip the wait list to get meta verified, you got to get publicized.
yeah, that makes sense.
And then to do that, honestly, bro, just fucking pay somebody. Honestly, fucking $10, $20. They'll do the publication for you, and that you get no stress. And then boom, after that's out, within the next day or two, you'll be able to get verified. Verification is really just verifying that your Instagram account is a real business. So it only makes sense that when you're running ads, people are going to check out your Instagram profile. And if you don't have certain qualifications, you're not verified, if you don't have enough followers, if the page doesn't look real, people are not going to buy it from you. Make sense?
That makes sense.
Cool. So verified, logo, that all makes sense. You already add the followers. I love that. Great job. Next thing we need the bio over here. Next is bio. Bio needs to show off. You literally need to show off here. And to be able to do so, look at a couple competitors. I teach you how to master your credit, educate over 5,000, boom. Click to start improving. This is one of my consulting clients, by the way. One of my first consulting clients. This dude is absolutely crushing it right now. But the general frame of work is to first show what you do, then show off, and then call to action. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Use competitors as inspiration, but framework is
So,
this.
so like, quick
Uh,
question.
mhm.
Quick question. So, if I was like to upgrade to the done with use option, will we have been doing this together, or how does that work?
If we upgrade to the done with you option, we can do it on an onboarding call. But again, it's going to be like a call like this. I'm going to have to tell you what to do. I don't really do it for you. That's kind of like 5 grand, 10 grand plus for me to make
Okay.
sure everything happens. It is pretty simple stuff. It takes a lot of resources and time away from me. And I don't really
Okay.
want
Yeah,
to get into
totally
that.
understand.
Cool. So bio, logo, verified. Let's go to here. So website needs to work.
I think I need to update it. I'm not sure it needs to work.
And then for this link in the bio over here, so over here, the link in the bio,
Yeah.
you're gonna, excuse me, offer multiple links. So if I go to like my page over here, click on here, schedule now, website, and schedule. So
How did you add that?
my favorite is, give me a second, 3D, websites, more info, and pricing. Website/funnel doesn't really matter. I'll go over that in a second. Schedule. Actually, it's the other way. My bad. Cool. So freebie, a little lead gen freebie, schedule, then funnel and website. So if I go to my profile, and I'll show you how to use this in a second. Schedule a strategy session. Check out our pricing. I think on my funnel hacker lab one, I have a freebie. Go out of a free Facebook page. I don't even need the Facebook page. That doesn't really help. Schedule a business audit. The only thing I would offer additional is having that freebie. You asked me, how do you do that? So if you were to go to your profile and you hit edit profile, actually it's a little bit easier to show on a phone. So let me pull up my phone really quick. Let me show you. Let me know when you can see my screen here on my phone. Give me a second. It's loading up here. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
Go over here. See what says edit profile there. Scroll down. Links. And always add an image onto it. The holy grail is the trifecta. Having a freebie, having a schedule, and then having a website to show off the process, FAQ questions, pricing, etc. That kind of makes sense?
What's it a freebie? What does that mean?
Freebie, as in something that you can give them value to build their trust. Do you have anything like that?
No.
Some sort of lead generation thing?
No.
Like an ebook, maybe?
No.
Give me a quick second here. Another one? I'm going to show you one in a second here.
Mhm.
Quick second, my man. Quick second. I'll tell you one of mine that I have. Now, freebie, it's not going to make or break your business, to be honest. I like them to bring leads in. It's more so of a long-term game, to be honest, is what I see them to really be. Let me share my screen over here. One of my favorite freebies I have.
I think you're kind of breaking up a bit. Can you hear me?
In a quick second here.
Okay, I can hear you now.
No. Cool. Give me a second here. Okay, cool. Let me share my screen here. So here's an example of some sort of like freebie. This over here, bro, is literally just a slideshow on exactly everything I'm kind of going over right now. I'm going to share it with you as well. All right, so here's one lead gen freebie.
So how do you add
Another example.
how do you add the lead gen freebie? What does that entail and how do you add it?
So you just add it to your Instagram bio. Go back to it real quick. An example over here. And at the very end, mention credit for business owners, 3-step sales system, brand yourself, automate, scale your sales. Right now for you, we're on the branding section over here. Results don't lie. Boom. Let me know if you need help. Go to creditrepairmarketing.com or scan me right here. This QR code just takes you directly over to creditrepairmarketing.com. So this is where you actually implement the lead gen part.
Wait, I just
It's a
want
call to action to get them to do something. Schedule with you as an example. Now, other examples of lead and freebies that work phenomenally well are things like this. Case studies. You know what a case study is?
that case study like somebody ready to help.
Mm-hmm. So if you can think of somebody in the past, like, sure, these case studies work phenomenal. And a lot of my ads are literally just case studies. But let me show you. Over here, 23 points up, 2 points, 3 points up over here. Build an entire case study out of this. Go to ChatGPT. Oops. Grab this. Here is a client win that I want to make a case study out of. In order and kind of brain dump to make this happen, we had to dispute negative items on their credit at that, and the client was able to get approved for their dream house. Problem that arise is their bad credit stopping them from getting a mortgage. Now, if you want to do even better, I would add all of this to what I call a funding marketing brand. Now, I'm going to send you over this in a second. But what this funding marketing brand really does is it takes on all previous sales calls. It takes FAQ questions, common objections, all that good stuff, and adds it onto a GPT so that it gives you copy with SEO in mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Yes. Lead gen freebie, build a case study, and it will build you out the entire document. What would work even better is if you can add a couple of screenshots to it showing who these people are. Here's an example of one of mine. Here's one of them. I got a couple of these because these shits fucking work, bro. And then, bro, what I do, you can promote these two different ways. You can do one way, which is just cold DMing people, put up a couple posts, put them up on Facebook, and anybody that responds to this, bro, you send them over the case study. They see that you actually have a system that works, builds trust, and they hop on a call with you to replicate the result. Does that kind of make sense so far?
So far, I'm trying to grab everything, but I'm just trying to make sure I understand it clearly. You know what I mean? So, first thing first. So the first step is say go grab the. So the freebie stuff. So it's the case study. So you do the case study back in ChatGPT. So how do you export it and what do you do to import, like to bring it back on the profile?
So check this out too. This is our funding marketing brain. Save this GPT. Please, 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 please do not give this to anybody. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Do not, because the more people that have this, the more saturated it's going to become and the
Yeah,
worse results that you're going to get.
sure.
So this funding marketing brain, save that, add it to GPT. It's going to add it over here. You see my screen here?
Yeah,
And this pretty much what this is, bro, is it's a collection of sales calls in here. Let me show you what I mean by that. Oh, look at this, bro. It's fucking 64 pages, bro, of sales calls. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it takes into account all those common FAQs, all those common objections, friction-based events, what people want to hear, what people don't want to hear. Plug it all into a GPT to help build out your client language more towards what people are more likely to convert to. So SEO in mind, search engine optimization. Make sense?
yeah.
So whenever
But
you're doing copy, bro, whenever you're doing Instagram posts over here, bro, another satisfied client, that doesn't really have any SEO. You know what I mean? It doesn't really have any keywords. SEO is built upon the more clicks that you have, the longer that you can keep somebody on a page, the more your Instagram page will organically rise to the top of search results. Does that make sense?
yeah, that makes sense.
The longer that you can keep people on your page, the better your Instagram profile will rank. Instagram and Facebook is a business. The more that you can keep people onto Facebook, the more that you can keep people onto Instagram with your type of content, the more that Instagram and Facebook will like you even more and push content out to more people.
So
Make
I just
sense?
want to, oh yeah, I just want to make sure I understand these steps.
Please.
I just want to make sure I understand these steps correctly, right? So please, so to add, I already seen where to add the links, right? So to get the first the publication link, so that again, can I explain the first step on how to get the freebie?
The freebie?
Yes, I just want to make sure I understand that part correctly.
Of course. So over here, $32,000 over here.
Yes.
That's amazing. Congratulations. This should be your first case study. So what I would do is I'll go here, take this screenshot of here, make a case study based on Sam. Let's pretend like Sam is your client name. Acquiring 30K in business funding at 0% APR to scale his real estate port. Really, just like that, bro. Keep it simple. Does that kind of make sense?
Now, okay, yeah. I mean, now this is the. Let me see. Now this is the case study, right? So what do you do with it from here?
So now what you would do is you would open up a document just like this. You would copy this, go onto here, grab this. If you have a picture of the client, that's even better. But that's okay if you don't. You know, clean it up, make it look nice, of course.
Hmm.
Boom. And then what I would do, bro, is I would put up a post like this. My client, Sam, secured 32K. Look, this is what works, bro. I usually like blue colors. They convert better. My client, Sam, secured 30% business credit to scale his rooted portfolio. Do you want me to send you the guide? Case study guide, doesn't matter. And you will post this. Post, does that make sense?
So okay, now okay. So you post it on your page, is that correct?
Post it on your Instagram, post it on your Facebook. And then
Okay.
anybody that responds to this, bro, you comment down below. Hey, thanks for the comment. I shot the case study to your DMs.
that would be in the automations, right? When somebody come in.
You can do an automation, or for now, you can just manually comment that back or automate with GHL. Doesn't really matter, bro. As long as it gets done. You know what I mean? And then you shoot them over a message. Let's pretend like it's this person. Thanks. Oops. For commenting. Here is the case study. Share, save, any with the link, copy, boom. So anybody that comments, you just shoot them over the case study, bro. Lead with value. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see what.
So this is how we organically gain clients. That makes sense, right? Before I
Yeah,
go to
that
the
makes
next
sense.
subject.
Yeah, I mean that makes
How
sense.
we
Freebie now. Then one last
Mhm.
question. When you were talking about the freebie, about adding like the freebie link, what were you talking about?
Oh, throw it onto your bio
Yes, how do you add it? Like, understand
right
it,
here.
but how do you add the? I know I can add my own my website link, but we're talking about adding like a free. Okay. So in the bio, right? It's just going to be my website link. Is that right?
It's going to be case study, schedule, website.
How do you add the case study in the bio? That's my like. How do you add this case study in the bio and the schedule?
You're overcomplicating it. Let me show you. I'm going to share my screen again.
Yeah,
Can you see my screen?
yeah.
So again, this case study, links, case study on how
Hmm.
Sam acquired 30K for his real estate portfolio.
Hmm.
Google Drive link.com. Does that make sense?
Okay. So the Google Drive link in there.
So
Okay.
you're literally just adding a link right there.
Okay. Sounds good.
And again, in bio, it's going to be freebie. Freebie is like a case study, schedule, website. Does that make sense?
Okay. So schedule. I just need to share a calendar link. Is that correct?
Yeah, just a calendar link. Keep it simple, bro.
Okay.
Your calendar link honestly doesn't matter. The simpler, the better. This is one of my calendar links. Call and then testimonies below it. You know,
Okay. Sounds good.
keep it very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Sounds
run
good. Makes
ads to
sense to
get
me.
credit and funding clients. What you could also do, bro, too, is on Go High Level. You can keep it very simple. Oops. On Go High Level. So I was saying, yeah. So my bad, I didn't share my screen. This is like an example of my schedule page. So it has, hey, this is what I do on top. Check out testimonials. Simple. Right? And what you could also do, bro, is you can just grab your calendar link, press this, press share, and use that link. Your
Okay.
calendar does need to be overcomplicated. That's not
Okay.
your focus right now. Your focus is bringing in more traffic. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So don't spend hours and hours building out a funnel. That's not the smartest move. Your smartest move is bringing in more traffic.
Sounds good. Yeah, I got that now. Yeah, we can go to the next one.
Let me go back to your page. Now the next thing too, because you want to run ads. You originally came to me because you wanted to run ads, right?
Yes.
And you want to scale with ads.
Yeah.
So when you're running ads, you got to keep three things very consistent. So rules to ads: daily stories, at least 3 to 5 stories a day, 3 feed posts a week. And if you really want to crush it, really fucking crush it, bro,
Hmm.
one live a week. But the live's kind of optional. Not everybody does that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's mandatory. If you're running ads, bro, and you don't have fucking stories up, your ads are not going to work. I'm just being straight up with you. If you're not posting actively, at least 2 or 3 posts a week, if you're not posting, your ads are not going to work. Live is
Okay.
just kind of an optional here. So these are fucking mandatory. Mandatory. Otherwise, you're wasting money on ads. I'm stressing that on purpose because it's very, very vital.
Okay.
Make sense? So
Yeah, that makes sense.
literally, bro, build a content distribution schedule with some sort of editor. Look at mine, bro. This is my editor over here. All I do is the guy sent me over a testimonial. I made a video, and boom, he gives me a Dropbox link, and I post it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Keep it very simple, bro. The more complicated that it is, the more problems that can arise. Look, he does my thumbnails over here. Boom. A couple more testimonials he's doing. Simple, bro. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Keep content editing simple. Keep content distribution consistent. So editing system equals very simple. It needs to be because you want to make sure your content equals very consistent. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of what you're posting, this also is very important. So now, what are you posting? So what are you posting? First, you need to use your marketing brain. Now, what I'm going to do is come up with a content schedule. I need 10 posts. I need 10 content ideas to post. The reason why I use this is because this GPT will specifically give you content ideas based upon what people are actually asking you for. Make sense?
Yeah.
So use this shit, bro. Use the F out of this shit, bro. So those are your 3 feed posts. That makes sense?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, sure, it makes
Now,
sense.
daily stories. Let's talk about this. This is super important, bro. How we're going to do our daily stories. We're going to treat them as a webinar. Treat as short form webinar every single time. And how we're going to do this, problem, hook, simple, solution, 3 steps. Let me just explain first. Proof, CTA, call to action, proof. So let me guide you through how I do mine. That's the format that we're going to use every single fucking time, bro. All right, so let's do this. Let me explain, let me go over mine as an example. Actually, I already have a story up from last night. I practiced when I preach. So let me just show you this. This is probably easy. Let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see a screen.
All right, cool. Check out my story here. One of them did miss. That's okay though. But look at this. Problem. Looking for more funding deals. Problem. Solution. Proof. I don't have a call to action. But the only thing I'm missing here is a call to action. And a call to action can be as simple as just this. Let me show you. Yo, guys, if you still have an empty calendar and you want more funding and credit repair deals, we specialize in absolutely booking out your calendars. You already saw my results. You see all my receipts in my Instagram. Book a call right now. Let's do a free business audit and let's book out your calendar so you can have more credit and funding deals. God bless, guys. I'll see you on that call. Boom.